welcome to the Counterattack playthrough series, and we're continuing with our playthrough of World at War 85, Storming the Gap. The scenario is the Rhine, and we're about to start turn 5. The turn track has an A10 counter on it, which means we're going to take the A10 card and shuffle it into the deck. So we'll shuffle that, get going. Before we get going, let's get some situational awareness of the battlefield. I haven't filmed this in multiple months, so you haven't watched it in multiple months. Okay, so this is the eastern end of the battlefield. This is the Warsaw Pact. Their line is around here. So up here, these are East Germans, T-64s, and supporting equipment have been slowly moving. They haven't been able to make very much progress. Their goal is probably to come up over this hill and assault this American position, which is held by American Mechanized Infantry Company. There's an objective right there. So they're coming in. Down here was a large, I guess a battalion of East German mech infantry. The mech infantry pushed up here, they took some losses, and then they've dropped their infantry along the line right here. Their goal is to assault this hilltop. That hilltop right there is covered by American force that has just been devastating the Warsaw Pact forces coming in, especially firing missiles and tank fire down to this hill. There's some Soviet T-80s, I think a battalion, I forget, came up over this hill, just got destroyed by all kinds of things, artillery, tank, missile fire. The hill's on fire, there's burnt wrecks everywhere. There's still some T-80s left, but this is the main Warsaw Pact push. There's an objective right there. The Warsaw Pact has almost taken that objective, but it's not quite. So that means we have 2 objectives here that Soviets, or Warsaw Pact, has to take 4. So there's 2 there, and then way in the back there's 2 more. Sorry, they have to take 3. They have to take 3. So down here, these are mostly West Germans. There's some Americans in there. Excellent units. They have the best tanks that I've seen in the game so far, the Leopard 2s. They've gotten some good kills up over here. Back here, just some German territorials. So everyone that I had for the NATO side has been pushing up, except for these territorials. They don't even have vehicles for transport, so they'll just hang back there. And then here we got our shuffled card deck. But last turn, these 2 American headquarters did not activate, so they get put on a reserved end operations card to guarantee they will activate this turn. Let's come in and take a look. So this is a German here. Here's the headquarters. Its range is 5. I can move it somewhere. Let's see if there's any missiles that need to be reloaded. All the missiles are loaded. We still have, what is this? A Dragon missile. I'll move this closer since there's more units coming in. A Dragon missile team available to be deployed. They're owned by these guys. There's no more off-board artillery for anyone. And these guys do have some onboard artillery. I forget which one of these it is. I think it's that one, that mortar unit. So where are we going to place this headquarters? So I'm inclined to put it on this tow team with the infantry, mostly because they look like they have a clear shot over to these T-55s that are coming in. I think we're going to stop worrying about the T-80s now and start worrying about the more fresh units coming in. So yeah, there's no refreshing or anything needed, so let's get rolling here. Okay, let's go. First we'll activate, this infantry along with the tow team with them. I think we're going to fire the tow over at the T-55s over here. Yeah, we'll do that. So these guys are easy pickings, right? They only get 2 defense dice, and there's no reactive armor or any other fancy armor. They're in the open, so that's it, 2 defense dice. Whereas these guys, they get 4 attack dice, plus 2 for the headquarters. Now let's see if they're close range. I don't think they are. Close range, their range is 13, so close range would be 6. Let's make sure they got line of sight. They do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's not close range, but yeah, so I think that's all the modifiers. So Let's get this puppy going. And what do we have here? By the way, we hit on 4s, defend on 6s. So there's no 4s. Wow, that was a big whiff. Okay. Now we see if they have I'll just grab a card over here. Let's see if they've run out of low ammo. Morale 7. We rolled below the morale. We're good. Let's take a look at the infantry underneath. Their range is 2 for a high explosive. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they can't hit any enemy infantry just yet. I guess they can go double. Oh yeah. I just checked double. Okay. Next, I think this guy, this ITV, is going to fire a tow missile. Let's see what kind of targets we have around here. I'm pretty sure you cannot hit the T-55s down there. Nope. I think he can hit someone though. He can hit these guys. If I can get both of them onto the camera screen. He can hit this T-80. Can we see it? Yeah, just barely. This T-80 down here. So, yeah, let's pick this up. So he gets to fire 4 dice. Is it within 13? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so he gets 4 dice, okay. The defender gets 4 dice as well. The ATGM hits on 4s. The tank would normally defend on 5s, but because it's got fancy armor, it defends on 4s. I think I got that right. Okay, so ATGM hits on 4s, that's 3 hits. And then these guys defend on 4s, so there's 2 hits. Okay, and we're firing at this T-80 here. So first hit disrupts, second hit flips. Go ahead and put the flipped guy down here under the disrupted marker. Let's roll to see if the Americans need to reload. Looking for 7 or less. We got a 7 or less, so they do not need to reload. They are marked. Okay, next, the headquarters. Even though it's ops complete, it's okay. It can be a spotter. It's going to spot for the self-propelled artillery back here. It's actually a self-propelled mortar team, platoon, something like that. Yeah, so they're going to spot for them. High explosives. We're going to pick a target. I think we're going to pick these guys down here that are getting a little too close to the target. The headquarters can see one of them. Yep. Gonna pick this for a fire for effect. Though maybe this would be better here. Now I want to get the guys in front. Yeah, so first we need, let's see. We need to see if there's scatter. So scatter would be on a 6. A 1, so no scatter, so that's going to be right on target. The mortar rolls 3 dice, hitting on 5s. Now, I guess this target wasn't a very good target because it's in trees. Other games, trees are like a negative, but the rules just say concealment, which these guys are concealed, and terrain, which would give a bonus come into effect. So we got 2 defense dice. We're hitting on 5s. The defense dice have to be 6s because it says it's a soft target with an S. So, wow, no defense, 2 hits. So this mortar fire comes on in, hits this infantry, disrupting it and flipping it over. Bam. The artillery is now ops complete, and I guess we'll throw it under this guy here. The last few units is Abrams. We're going to keep him there for opportunity fire. These M113s will stay out of sight. Are they out of sight? Oh, not quite. This one could fire. Its range is only 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it must be machine guns. Infantry with Stinger anti-air missiles. They'll just sit tight. So that formation, done. Next card. Same formation. Wow. All right. Get a little double attack here. Do I want to move the headquarters? No. We're just going to do the same thing. We're going to fire 6 dice for the TOW ATGMs against the T55s again, which only get 2 dice. This one's going to be the opposite of what happened last time. Here, I just lost a die. There we go. Looks like 3 hits and 0 blocks. 3 hits. Destroy the T55 completely. And then if there's 3 hits, you check to see if there's fire, but that's not burnable terrain. But we do get a wreck, which gives a little bit of a defensive bonus, since these remaining T55s can hide behind the burning wrecks of their comrades. Let's roll to see if we've run out of ammo or we're low. Yeah, we need to reload. We do not, we're below our morale of 7. So just mark these guys. I'm just going to duplicate what I've already done. So now this guy's going to fire. So I can get that back in the screen. It's not so big. Yeah, so this guy's going to fire down on the guy he wounded in the last activation. It's 4 attacks. I think the defense was 4. Yep. Attacker hitting on 4s, defender hitting on 5s. 2 hits on the attacker, 1 block on the defender. The defender is disrupted and damaged, so he's destroyed. This guy stays disrupted down here. Here goes another T80. Roll to see if we need to reload. We do not. Man, Americans lucking out here. But they only have 2 cards in the deck, so they're going to be spent for the rest of the turn. Keep the M1 Abrams good. The headquarters is going to call in artillery again on this guy now instead. So there'll be only 1 die, I believe. Let me see the situation for cultivated. Cultivated defense troop 1d6. Not concealing terrain. Okay, so they're not concealed. So that's the extra die we save. So we're going to get 3 dice, 1 defense die. Hit on 5s, defend on 6. Hit on 5s? Yeah, hit on 5s. So 1 hit. That's okay. Just a little disruption here. Just want to break this attack up, right? I don't even see how the Warsaw Pact's gonna win this one, but we'll see. Maybe they'll get up and really close, and then we'll see, things will change. Okay, that formation done. Next formation, Fox. Okay, these are the blue Americans over here, the darker blue ones, and they're coming up to protect this hill. I don't necessarily want them up there. I might just, so they're going to be sort of the backup. So this guy goes 6, so we'll go 1, 2 to go uphill, 3, 4, 5. We'll just hang out back here. I think they're all going to kind of do stuff like this. Don't necessarily want them in the fray yet. Like I can see over there. This little tow jeep, yeah, we'll bring them down here to the edge. Actually, he can be seen, I believe. But that might be okay. These guys are disrupted, so they cannot opportunity fire. So he can come down here, fire there. I'm inclined to just tuck him in here. I want these guys out of sight. We'll keep this mortar here. Okay, this is kind of weak sauce, but the maroon or burgundy colored Americans are holding this hill, so these guys are sort of their backup. Next, the tan colored Americans. That's one of the headquarters on the reserved end operations card. They are the armored cav holding up this victory condition area. And you know what? We'll drop the headquarters there. They're not doing anything. They're on defense. Next, the first end operations card. The next one that comes out will end the turn, except we still have one headquarters we're waiting for. Next, Soviet helicopter regiment. What's up with these guys? One of them's dead. One of the 2 helicopters is dead. I think the other one, I hit it like up here, nap of the earth. Has no missiles. It does have some high explosive. I think he's just gonna land. Landed. There's some landed marker somewhere. He's just gonna land, tuck in here. And the reason is, I think it's a little too dangerous for him to fly out to attack infantry with that high explosive, or even soft targets. We'll wait until the Americans have been whittled down, then he'll come in and be sort of a mop-up. Next, 61st Panzer. So the West Germans over here. Let's see. What do we have going on? This is an American. So everyone's good, everyone's in range, there's no changes needed. We have a headquarters we can place. Get this Jaguar behind the hill, the cities. I'm trying to see if there's anything we can shoot at before I place the headquarters. I'm not placing the headquarters yet. For example, this Gepard. Oh, I don't think that has ground capability. Yeah, what can we see over here? Can't quite see anyone. Nope. So they'll sit tight. I want to see if there's anyone I want to change up. I might put the headquarters on the Gepard here. Yeah, that's it. They're sitting tight. Helicopter regiment again. They just landed. Territorials. Doing a lot of like no ops here. The West German territorials. Anything I want to do here? Nope. It's my like last ditch effort. They'll probably never even get into the battle. Designated formation, East Germany. That's where they can pick one formation of their 2. They can either get, I think I called these T-64s, or they're T-72s, so nothing to sneeze at in this era. I can try to move that force forward more, or activate this force and hopefully activate it twice. This has way more units. I'm inclined to activate this force of not very good tanks, but there's lots of infantry, and we're on the verge of one objective. Can we at least get one objective? So that force's morale is 6, range 5 of the headquarters. So HQ's here. Oh, so it's range 4 of the headquarters because the headquarters is damaged. Got to decide where we're going to put this headquarters. So range 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have a lot of guys out of command, potentially, like these guys up here. But look at all these disrupted units down here. We need the headquarters in range of those disrupted units. So, yeah, it's going to stay right there. I think I'll move one over. Okay, so let's undisrupt some guys, okay? I probably should have thrown the headquarters on one of the disrupted guys, but I think so they can get the bonus, but the headquarters +1 bonus or +1 die bonus. But then the headquarters will be out of range of things. So let's start with this guy. Again, the morale is 6, so we're looking for 6 or less. Yep, so he's undisrupted. This guy. Okay, so those NATO attacks sort of didn't really matter. Well, that one mattered. This stack here, I need to remind myself, is it the stack or the unit that is undisrupted? I think it's the unit. I'll double check, but we'll just say we'll roll for the bottom guy there too. So that one's off. Okay. Below, oh, he's in a vehicle. This guy's inside the vehicle, so you take the vehicle status. So that's easy here. That guy stays disrupted. That is a vehicle with infantry inside it. This guy here. Okay, wow, a lot of similar rolls. Okay, that could have been worse. Be nice to have one more fresh vehicle with fresh infantry. Okay, this formation has been dying to do some combat. All right, I think the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get this 82mm mortar that we unloaded from this truck last turn. Firing has a range of 9. This guy's exactly 9. This guy is 2, might even be 8. But in terms of spotters, pretty sure the headquarters cannot see this guy because it hits the woods here. Yeah. So the only other guaranteed spotter I have is this BDRM-2. So it's a recon vehicle. It's unspent. It's recon because it has this orangish colored triangle. And he cannot see that guy because the line of sight clips the hill hex. And the contour line, I don't believe matters. It's the hex. So, but he can see that guy. He's going to spot for this guy. Like he's going to fire 2 dice onto this guy. He has no terrain, no concealment, no defense. You know, I think I may have... I better go double check the rules for defense against artillery. Do you get your inherent die as well? I'm thinking no. Actually, I think these East Germans should have had an extra die. So the rules say you get a bonus die for your terrain and concealment, right? And these guys had both had terrain and one had concealment. But I didn't give them that bonus die. Or sorry, I gave him the bonus dice, but the word bonus implies there's also a normal die, which would be their inherent 1 die. So that was a cheat. But this guy, he's going to get his 1 die, and he has no terrain, no concealment. Okay, so let's go get our little targeting marker. It's going to be our target. Let's roll for scatter, 6 scatter. Nope. The mortar gets 2 dice, defender gets 1. Mortars hit on 5s. Yep. Blocker blocks on 6. No hits. That's unfortunate. This guy is spent. The truck is not. Huh. Well, I guess we'll just put the truck off to the side so we know it's not disrupted or spent. Okay. The spotter. I don't think the spotter is spent. Yeah, it's not. Oh. Might have to roll that back because I forgot command status. Let's go ahead and do command status. I have to roll the morale for all these guys to see if they're out of command. In command? So, because 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the range of the headquarters doesn't hit any of these guys. Let's do these guys first. 6 or less. Okay, I'm going to look up to see, I forget if it's the stack or the unit. We'll do both units though. Okay, so this guy's potentially out of command. We'll just do that while I look at the rule. This one and this one. Out of command, first guy. In command, second guy. Could the mortar have even fired? Nope, it's out of command. Now it's truck. Also out of command. Okay, I mean, there's no effect, so the cheat was removed, but okay. There's some more guys potentially out of command. Way back here, this guy is continually out of command. I really want this artillery to come up. Get in command, or at least be able to be usable. He's in command, yay. Okay, sorry for that screw up. Continuing on. Okay, command status checks do apply to the entire hex. I guess that makes sense since the guys are right next to each other. Yeah. I suppose that means I could now reuse this guy to spot for this artillery, but I want the artillery to get back in command range. So I also don't want it to get attacked. Okay, we'll just hold on to him for a moment and put him sideways there a little so I can remember him. Yeah, so what we're going to do here, this infantry, we're going to drop one of our support weapons on him. Spigot anti-tank guided missile. Dropping it right there. It's got a range of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can he see the missile unit up here? He can. So he's going to fire that spigot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at that guy. It's going to be an attack of 3. This guy's defense is going to be, it's a soft target. He defends on a 6 with 1 die. He's in woods, so he gets another die. For terrain, I believe he gets another die because anti-tank guided missiles kind of lousy against terrain. But see, I think yeah, I just need. It's going to be hard for him to block, I guess. So I'm still going to go with this. He is not concealed, even though he's in terrain, because he's been spent. 3 dice, right? Yeah. Hitting on 4s, defending on 6s. We got 2 hits. Nice. So he's flipped and disrupted. Finally getting some hits onto the Americans. Let's see if we need to reload. Morale is 6. We barely make it. So we're good. And the infantry's range is also 2, or can be extended out to 4. This infantry is going to go 1, 2, 3. No one's shooting at them. Get into these cultivated fields, which do give some terrain bonuses. This infantry is going to go 1. Does anyone want to shoot at him? No. 2. Anyone want to shoot at him? Why not? This guy is going to shoot at him. His high explosive is 2. Hitting on 5s. Range 2. We're going to have to double the range to 4, which means we'll hit on 6s. So it's 2 hitting on 6s. This guy's got his inherent die plus the cultivated field. 1 hit, no defenses. Let me make sure cultivated fields are just 1 die for infantry. Yes. Yeah, that was lucky. Got 1 hit on this guy, but he is now spent. And the reason I move that other guy first is so this guy can come in. 1. Does anyone want to fire on him? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so these guys can't quite hit. The tank can't see him because there's a lip over the hill. So he's going to move in here and right into here. So someone could fire at him there. Maybe these Germans or Americans down here. I think probably should. Yeah, we're good. We're safe. Yeah, so this guy, his range is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 3 dice hitting on 5s. This guy, he's infantry, and I don't think we've done cities yet. City, infantry get 2 dice, so he's going to have 3 dice in that city. So cities are good for infantry. Hitting on 5s, defending on 6s. So we got 2 hits, 1 defense. That's okay, we got into the city. Okay, next. I have a few different things I want to do, but one is we have this German Lux here. It's disrupted. It'd be nice to get a hit on it before it recovers and starts calling in artillery. So we have this T55, not a very good tank, but maybe it'll be good against this Lux over here. Attacks with 3 dice. Range is 11, which we can see it is. The Lux just defends on 1 die. Needs to roll a 6 because it's a soft target. We're using anti-tank, and it gets a die for the woods. Oops. Okay, we're hitting on 6s, not very good. We got a hit, but then the Lux defended with a 6. So that's unfortunate. These T55s are not very good though. Alright, next I think this Biederum 2 over here, we want to put him on this hill so we can start spotting for artillery. And I also want to try to draw the M1 to fire. I know this guy's have activated twice, so not going to activate again this turn. So let's go 1, 2 and see if the Abrams is going to take the bait. There might be some other potential bait back here. No. It's possible these guys can see each other, but he's not going to fire. So I need to decide, is it M1 Abrams going to fire? I think it needs to hold fire because there's some BMPs down here. So it'll hold fire. That guy will stop there. It just has a machine gun, so can't do much. Okay, next, I think it's time to try to seize the rest of this city. So this objective B, it's on this hex, but whenever an objective is in a city, all the hexes have to be conquered. So I think it's time for this guy to move up. I'm a little worried moving him up because the Germans are able to see this hex. So we'll see, the West Germans I should say. So we'll go 1. And I have to decide if the Germans want to fire. Now that tank can't see him, and that tank can, but the range is long. This Gepard though, it doesn't have a blue range, which means it can fire on ground units. So some kind of anti-aircraft Gatling gun that can aim at the ground. So he can see him. The range is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go ahead and fire 2 dice, hitting on 5s at this guy. His inherent defense is 1 die for 6 because it's a soft target, and then 1 more for the cultivated fields. Let's do this fire. Gepard hits on 5s. These guys just missed. That's unfortunate. So they're disrupted. What's unfortunate is I can't get into the city. The Gepard. Oh, and I should have rolled 2 more dice because the headquarters is on the Gepard. I'm assuming it's Gepard, pronounced that way, but let's do those 2 more dice in. Ooh, so 1 more hit, so this guy's actually damaged. Okay. This Gepard down here is spent. I really want to get that city taken this turn if I can. So how about we're going to move this BMP in, has no one loaded. Although I might want to fire missiles with that guy. So maybe let me go find another BMP. This one's not carrying any infantry. And BMPs moving through cultivated ground vehicles cost 2. Same thing for cities. So ground vehicles cost 2 to go through cultivated. You can only go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't quite get in there. Okay, we'll hold off on that. Yeah, I guess I'm not gonna be able to capture it this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get this BMP in there, but I want him to fire. well, I don't need to rush this. Okay, this BMP, its range is 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if you can see what I'm thinking of having him fire at. This damaged American unit. It's in range. Americans up on the hill. Let me make sure it doesn't cross. Yeah, Americans up on a hill. In trees. But I have the Sagar missile mounted on here. This 11-3-4. Can you see where my finger is? Right, right here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fire that. So that's gonna be 3 dice against 1, 6, oops, plus their in trees, plus 1 for uphill, plus 1 for concealed. This is kind of dumb, but they only defend on a 6, where this guy hits on 4. I think there's one more negative because this is an anti-tank guided missile against terrain. We'll just see what's going on here. See if we get any hits. So there is a hit on a 4. There's no 6s. Let me remind myself the rule for the anti-GM against blocking terrain. Plus 1d6 defensive bonus to targets in city, town, woods, light woods. Okay. So there's one more die for the Americans. So they need a 6 or that unit's destroyed. Oh wow. Lucked out there. Okay. Let's see if we ran out of missiles. We did. So our morale is 6. So let's go ahead and throw a reloading marker onto the BMP down here and mark it complete. Oh wow, that's unlucky for the Soviets and East Germans. I'm a little worried, like they've taken huge losses and the Americans and West Germans have not taken really any. So maybe this turn and next turn, if it's still like they haven't made any progress, we might have to call it. But we're gonna see if this wave can get up over here. Okay, so what else we got? I think what we're gonna do is the BMP here with the headquarters that contains some infantry. It's gonna go 1, 2. See if anyone wants to fire on them. No, no one can actually, as far as I can tell. Yeah, we haven't gone our full movement allowance. We're going to drop the infantry, and the infantry can go 1. Okay, and they still have 3 moves, at least 3 moves left, which means we can fire because we have green armor piercing. We've expended at least 1 MP up to half, round down. We can fire with -2 dice if we want. Is that even worth doing? Well, we'll get the headquarters on there, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so it's gonna be 3 dice plus 1 for the headquarters. It's 4, -2, because we moved up to half our movement. We're gonna fire at that guy again, and if I remember right, it's trees, concealment. Ooh, I may have cheated a little on the last attack. I think they got too many defensive dice. Trees, concealment, uphill, inherent defense. Trees, concealment, uphill, inherent defense. ATGM against trees. However, let me go remind myself some rules. Okay, this is a lightly armored vehicle. Heavy and lightly armored vehicles, the most you can get from terrain is 2 dice. And we took 1 for uphill, ATGM into terrain, and the terrain. We can only get 2, so we'll drop 1. I think I gave 1 too many dice, and that guy should be destroyed. But I don't like rolling back too much, so here we go. Hitting on 4s, we got 1 hit there. There's no 6s, he's gone. So this guy's destroyed. The first Western unit destroyed. That is crazy. Got some wrecks here. We're gonna roll to see if we run out of ammo. We have. So go ahead and throw some reloading onto this guy here. And then the whole stack is spent. This guy's also spent because he unloaded. Let's move some more guys forward. Back here we have a damage to BMP containing some damaged infantry. We're going to go, well, we can't go very far. We can go up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just drive up here. No one's going to fire. Spent. Running out of units. Okay, this guy is going to go 1. Wrecks don't cost anything for movement. 2. This Luke's might want to fire on him. The range of the Luke's is only 3 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just out of range. He just went 2 movement points. He's going to fire at the Luke's with his missile at -2 dice. So he gets 3 normally, but -2. There's no bonus for headquarters or anything. His defense dice, he's lightly armored with a 6. Well, he's got a little more. He's in trees and concealed. I just feel like I need to get some shots off from the East Germans, otherwise they'll just get destroyed. The Luke's defended, so I guess it means the fire missed. Let's see if we're out of ammo. 6 or less. That was a 5. So they're not out of ammo, but they are spent. What else we have? Okay. This might be dumb, but I have these units here. I need to start pushing over here. So we'll get this BDRM anti-tank. It's got the same weapon system as the BDRMs, or as the BMPs, but the BMPs have more flexibility. So we use this guy as bait. He's going to go 1, 2 up onto the hill. No one can see him here. This tree is blocking the Abrams. 3, 4, 5. Does anyone want to fire on him? The only person that can fire on him, or the only guy that can fire on him, is the Abrams. Potentially this helicopter here. Potentially this helicopter here. Actually, not the helicopter up here just off camera. It's Nap of the Earth and it has a plateau effect. But this guy's, I thought he was Nap of the Earth, but he's not. He is hovering above trees. You can see down at the BDRM that just moved into those woods. Yeah, these helicopters haven't done much, so let's fire that guy. So he's got a tow missile, I know that because it's a 1344. That's very nice. 1344. Into trees. So there's the trees, there's the inherent for the BDRM, and anti-GM against terrain. We got 2 hits, 0 defense. This guy flips, takes a hit, spent. I think I should have spent these Shepta guys down here too. Yeah. So it's a big unit moving. We still have more guys coming. The helicopters though, the Cobras, let's see if they run out of ammo from that volley. They do. They rolled an 11. They needed 7 or less. So they got to reload. Just a quick check of the missile ammo usage chart. When those BMPs run out of ammo and we're going to reload, transport ground vehicles, which they are, with green ATGMs, yes. When they fail, they get no missile, so they can't reload. Okay, so I need to go fix those guys. And then helicopters, they get a low missile, not a reloading. So let's fix that. Helicopters low. And the BMPs that fired somewhere down here. Yeah. So this guy's no missiles. And then where was the other one? Right there. So no missiles. Oh, wow. Now let's go back up and finish that opportunity fire from these guys. Okay, they're out. The bait was taken, took a loss. the idea is now I can bring these guys up. What do we have in here? Okay, so I'm gonna move through 1, 2, 3. They've moved half their movement. And they can fire a missile over here if they so desire. I have to see if this Abrams can actually see them. That is a yes. Abrams has to decide if it's going to fire first. And I think enough units have been spent that the Abrams feels comfortable firing. It's got a range of 11. That's definitely 11. 4 dice. There's no defensive benefits here, so they just get their inherent 1 die. You have to roll a 5. Abrams hits on 5. 5 hits all the way across the board. 2 hits. And 0 defense. BMP. Hit and disrupted and spent. The Abrams is spent. And this is an expensive experiment here. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come up here. Do we want to fire on the Abrams? I think we're just going to we're going to move closer. 4, 5, 6. Oh, just realized that guy up there can see him now. That's okay. What do we got here? Let's check out these guys up here. So the only thing they can see down there is this infantry, and the kind of support weapons that they could use is a dragon, pretty lousy support weapon. It could theoretically hit it, but I think those guys need to just sit tight. So we'll see how this goes. So that guy's just going in there. And done. There's a little bit more back here for us to take care of. Now that lots of things are spent, let's bring up this artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, just 5. We'll keep the Gaskin Sam sitting there. This is just a support weapon, not anywhere on the map. I'm just keeping it near these guys because they own it. I think everyone that could have gone is done. That was a big activation. Next, A10 Warthog Combat Air Support. That'll be fun to figure out how to play. Okay, first we select our target, and I want to attack this disrupted T-80 down here. There's a few reasons I want to do that, but the main one is it's out of sight of anti-aircraft weapons, I believe. This hill is 1 level up. The trees make it 2 levels up. Actually, that's 2 levels up. I don't think this guy over here can see him. So I need to roll a die though, regardless. I'll double check to make sure I got that roll right. But on a 1, he achieves surprise against the anti-aircraft defenses. On a 6, he couldn't even make it to the battlefield. Okay, so neither, so just a normal attack. So next we do anti-aircraft fire against the combat air support. By the way, I just double checked. The combat air support comes in, I believe, at the same height as a flying helicopter, which would be level 2. This ground is level 0. The hill is at level 2, so that means this guy's coming in like skimming right across, like right above the same level as this hill, which would make a plateau effect, so this guy cannot see him. The Japard is already fired. What else we have over here? We do have some German anti-air right here with a range of 36. So that, but the Germans would not ever fire on their friends, the Americans. So I don't think anyone's gonna be able to fire on this guy. Yes. So there's going to be anti-aircraft fire. You know, ground units can fire their weapons at air, but then this guy would become spent, and that's pretty low quality attack against this guy. So he's going to come in and do his attack run. Now this guy can conduct an attack against every unit in the hex. So I probably should have targeted a hex with 2 units in it, but for now I'm just learning the rules, and I'll just take out this. Try to take out this T-80 that's potentially going to be full health. So its attack dice is 6. Oh wow, against armor piercing. So yeah, I should have gone against like the other East German formation with all the tanks that are untouched. Hitting on 3s. This guy defends with, let's see, get these in here. This guy defends with 4 dice, hitting on 5s. That's it. So, hitting on 3s, we got 3 hits. There were no 5s. Wow, look at all those 1s. So, that guy is blown to bits. And that T80 formation is just destroyed. So yeah, there's some wrecks there. Okay, and then we have to see if we're out of ammo. I believe same procedure as per usual. We rolled boxcars, we're probably out of ammo. Yeah, we are. So this guy exits the game. And I take its card and remove the card from the game. Otherwise, the card would have been shuffled back into the deck. So I suppose the Warsaw Pact lucked out that I chose that target and they ran out of ordnance. Next, the tan-colored units up here, the American Armored Cav. I don't want them to do anything, so that's basically no op. Okay, we got this light blue Americans. They were held in reserve. So before I do anything, let's take the operations card that they have and shuffle it back into the deck. Okay, so I'll do that real quick. Okay, so these blue guys are no longer spent. This guy's disrupted. So I think we're going to drop the headquarters on there to try to get a bonus to get a bonus to not disrupt. We're going to roll -2 for the headquarters ability. We got a 6, -2 is 4, it's less than a morale of 7, so this guy's undisrupted. And there's really only 3 American units here. Let's decide, are they going to do anything? Well, what do we got here? We got a infantry. I'm inclined to not fire them unless a Russian is going to heal. Maybe firing down here. That's actually a good guy to fire at. Try to knock this T80 out. So, by the way, everyone's in command. So this guy's going to fire 4 dice. It's a range 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not close range. It's going to fire 4 dice hitting on 5s against this guy. He defends with 4 dice hitting on 5s as well. So not that great. Plus he's hiding behind burnt out wrecks of his former friends. So yeah, we'll see if we can do that. Oh, we get 2 more dice for the headquarters. All right, that's more like it. This is a big old set of dice. Okay, everyone's hitting on 5, so those cancel out. Those cancel out. Okay, American hitting on 5s, right? Yeah, so nope, that's unfortunate. So we'll go ahead and mark him spent. Can his buddy see the same guy? I do not believe so. No. Okay. I think they'll just stay there, so they'll act as more defensive fire. Well, in between filming that last little bit of battle and this moment, I bumped the table and all the pieces got shifted. I think I fixed everything. It's possible someone drifted by like 1 hex, but I think I got it. Anyway, 11th ACR. That is the American helicopters, which we have 1 here flying nap of the earth, and we have 1 here, so we'll take that marker off. This guy's low missile ammo. So as a reminder, low missile ammo means there's only 1 shot left, so we'll probably leave that guy where he is. Now, I have him flying high above the trees, so maybe we want to go back to nap of the earth temporarily. Yeah, we'll go drop back to nap of the earth. But this guy over here, we got these East Germans coming. I think he's gonna pop up and fire. What's going on here? Flying versus hovering. There we go. We're gonna hover. Let me make sure this guy's hovering too. Yeah, he is. Okay, so that guy should have been hovering, I believe. But anyway, he's no longer nap of the earth. He's popping up, and gonna take a shot on these guys. But when you change your helicopter stance, in both cases, there's a chance to be fired upon. So because this helicopter is very high right now, it's flying, it's hovering above the trees, which are above the hills. That means these woods here against units on ground level only have a 1 hex blind spot. But if it was just 1 level above these woods, so these woods are level 1, so it was at level 2, it'd be longer blind spots. But there's only 1 hex blind spot because of how high that helicopter is, which means in reverse, basically these guys can see the helicopter. And so I probably shouldn't have popped up, but we got this guy here. This is a Gaskin Sam, has a range of 20, attack 3, armored attack. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna fire him. So we got 3 dice for the attacker. The defender's armor. Oh, I guess Apaches don't have very good armor, so they get 1 blue die for their armor. Is that all we get? Quick reskim of the rules is yes. So these guys hit on 3s. He defends on 5s. Probably shouldn't pop a helicopter up in front of the SAM unit, because we got 3 hits, no blocks. Ouch. That wasn't very smart of me. This guy's blown out of the sky. That's too bad. In fact, if he survived, I should target the SAM unit rather than the tanks, but that is unfortunate. So one thing I'm not so sure of is, does that create a burning wreck that falls onto the woods? I'm going to say yes, because it's fun. Okay, I want to do this right. So reading the rules, it says basically ground units are vehicles. I don't see anywhere that says helicopters are vehicles, and only vehicles create wrecks. So there's no wreck there. That's my reading anyway. However, there is a chance of a fire or rubble. So if I roll a 5, it's rubble. If I roll a 6, it's fire. Got a 4, so nothing. All right. Okay, well, that's the helicopters. Next card, second end operations. That's the end of the turn. So we're going to remove all these ops complete and add a command marker. Let's do that. Okay, that's done. Now let's process the fire that's raging down here. First we have to see if there's burnout. So we'll do this one first and this one second. Burnout occurs on a 5 or 6. Okay. So top one first. Does not burn out. Bottom one does not burn out. I think those are the only 2 fires. So now we check for spreading of existing fires. Now this area is burnt out already. So I don't think there's any burnable terrain next to either of these. So they will eventually burn out. Yeah. So I'll just keep checking that each turn to see if the trees finish burning. But that's that. Now going through the cards. Neither of these formations activated. So that's the East German T-72s, which have been taking forever to do anything. And I don't know how many are left, 1 or 2 T-80s. So they will be able to have guaranteed turns next turn. Okay, well, I think that's it. So catch you on the next video, and thanks for watching.